Yo, what is going on, guys? It's C-Brev. Today we're bringing y'all another MLB The Show 19 card review. Today we're going to be going over 98 overall Signature Series Corey Kluber. This card was in Headliners packs a while back, so pretty much the only way you're going to get him is through the marketplace right now, and he is sitting around 70K at the moment. So we'll get right into the card review. This card is borderline tier 1, but not as good as I thought he was going to be. He's kind of a weird card, and I'll get into that as we go along. But when I first saw this card, I thought he was going to be crazy. He's one of the only pitchers I've seen with the triple-digit walks per nine. And he's obviously got the sinker-cutter combo, which is something that you guys know that I love and I think is really OP. But there's a couple reasons why this card isn't insane. Don't get me wrong, it's a very good card. So, things I want to talk about with this card. Number one, his sinker does not have a lot of break. I pitch with Classic, and so they show you the break based on like the arrows below the ball, and it's only got 2 arrows, and Orioles has 4, if that puts it into perspective. So his sinker does not break a lot, surprisingly. And the other knock on this card is that his cutter doesn't quite have enough speed differential from his sinker to get bad swings, essentially. The reason cards like Wainwright and Oral Hershiser have been so good for me, Kenley Jansen as well, is because the cutter is significantly different speed than the sinker. In this case, it's only 2 miles an hour. So when I'm trying to run that cutter away from righties, even if they swing early, it's not early enough because the cutter's essentially the same speed as the sinker. So that's kind of the issues I've been running into. Not a lot of bombs, just a lot of dink and dunks, a lot of singles and doubles off of this card. The interesting thing about this card, the reason why I say it's strange, is because I actually think he performs better against left-handed hitters than right-handed hitters, and the reason is because his 2 best pitches, in my opinion, are the curveball and the changeup. So he throws an 84-mile-an-hour curveball, which is, I think, the fastest in the game. That also has lateral movement. It's right up there with Burt Blyleven's curveball, and you guys know I love Burt Blyleven. It's a very hard curveball, so it's very easy to run it into left-handed hitters and kind of tunnel it with a fastball up and in. That's a pitch that I love. It's also pretty hard to react to if you can manage to backdoor it versus left-handed hitters, because it does come in so fast and the break is so sharp, and it does actually have a lot of break as well. And the changeup he actually controls very well, which I was surprised because it is his 5th pitch, and typically pitchers don't control their 5th pitch very well. But the changeup is a beautiful change of speeds, as it should be, and very effective down and in versus lefties. I also want to say that his 4-seamer can really catch people off guard, and if you are interested in using this card and you play on the higher levels, like above 900 rating, I would actually throw the 4-seamer more than the sinker, because like I said, the sinker doesn't break a lot, and the 4-seamer can get up to 97, and when people are facing this card, they're typically expecting downward movement, so you can get a lot of pop-ups. Also, throwing the 4-seamer more may create just enough speed differential to make the cutter more effective, but in my opinion, it's just not slow enough. As far as control, he's really good. Surprisingly, the sinker is his worst pitch as far as controlling, but all the other 4 he has amazing control with. His cutter, curveball, 4-seamer, changeup, very good control. So obviously he suffers from the low home runs per 9 as well, but like I said, I didn't really have many issues with giving up bombs with this card. It was more just like hits, singles on swings that were not good, but just the pitches weren't good enough to make them outs, if that makes sense. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't get me wrong, this card is still good. As always, we'll rate it in the meta and compared to how much it costs. So in the meta, I'll give him an A-. Like I said, on the borderline of tier 1. Definitely debatable whether he's a top 5 pitcher in the game. I would put him slightly above Oral Hershiser and slightly below Adam Wainwright, if that kind of gives you some perspective. And for the price, I'll give him a B+, because he is pretty expensive right now, about 70K. So that's kind of a lot for a guy that's not for sure tier 1 in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. So like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Enjoy the clips after this. Let me know what you think about this card. Like and subscribe, and we'll see y'all in the next video. Peace. Bye.